We went on Playa. I got to meet you. We became fast friends.
Yeah, I would say we just kind of clicked, went on a couple adventures together out there.
We were very quickly into, this is cool and all, but what if we did something ridiculous?
What if?
I kind of ran away to the circus starting in 2004, and then the group of people that I ran into, or I toured with, we've done a lot of flame effects. We've done a sort of a touring, fire-centric circus sideshow, Midway kind of thing.
Building interactive flame effects with a couple guys in Atlanta. We call ourselves Fire in the Midway. People literally playing with fire. I can't say exactly what forces. I don't remember seeing anything on the Playa resembling it. It's just us going through these ideas of what games and experiences do you have on a Midway, on a games Midway, and carousel, you know?
That steel pipe that we looked at outside, that's this purple, violet, periwinkle looking thing. That bearing that I showed you, that's right there. And all of the rest of this is all that decking that Richard and crew are gonna build. This is all that 2x4 steel tube that you see, and then the rod stuff, which blends in out there, that basically those are the hangers. It was something that we know can bring a lot of joy and push technology in a way that now exists that didn't 10 years ago. And it has this really great anachronistic juxtaposition of like handmade and computer control and, you know, very subtle, like the sintered stainless that we're using for the ceiling and the carburation system to make a rotating flame scene. Like all that is very subtly complicated. All the electrical lines and feeding all those through, and those are very precise, fiddly things that, like, it cannot leak, it cannot spark. It's propane and electricity going in the same place, rotating around inside of a very heavy steel pipe. And we're building it on a beach.
How's it gonna go, Richie?
It's going to go up tonight and be done tomorrow.
How much propane is this in this tank?
500 gallons.
500 gallons?
The heat and humidity is pretty brutal. They had some problems with the permitting, so everyone couldn't build anything over 8 feet for like 2 days. These turn on the individual sections of the roof, so we can turn each flame roof section off and on. I can't even begin to describe how I feel about the response to the carousel. It was everything I could have hoped for and so much more. You know, when we finally got it up and running and people were experiencing it for the first time, the joy, people were clapping, they were waiting in line trying to figure out which creature they could go. And I learned that I couldn't hang out by the exit because that would make me far too uncomfortable, because people were coming off with such intense emotions after riding it. People were crying more than a few times. People are literally in tears as they stepped off of it. The next one we want to get to is we want to fix a lot of the things that we were hoping to have done for this, and just we're going to take more time, money, and materials than we had in the span of what we were working with. One of the basic things, motor driven. We want this to be able to be driven by a motor so it doesn't have to be moved by hands. It was definitely fun having crew interact with it and that sort of thing, but ultimately we want it to be motor driven, and that motor doesn't only drive it going around, but we actually get the creature motion, which we think is just going to add so much more to the experience. We're also looking to expand the roof section, so instead of just 4, it's all of them, and we want to get into the point where we can start sequencing them so we can start doing patterns of the different sections going off and on. The facade. Around the outside top of the carousel, there was intended to be the logo. The logo, in addition to these oval mirrored sections, which would have added so much to that. We just had your basic bicycle barricades that you rent, but we want to build a more formalized, stylized entry and exit. So as people are going on, they really feel like they're stepping into that zone around the carousel.
What we showed this neighborhood is what 80% looks like. In order to make this 100%, we need to add the filigree, we need to add the whistles and the bells, and we need to make it push button, and we need to make it actually representative of what we are truly capable of, which takes time, money, energy, and expertise. We have the energy and the expertise. We're going to make the time. We need the money. We are in a time and the place that we're in that I think a lot of people want to have some representation of what joyous absurdity can be, what technology is able to provide that's not dystopian, something that's playful, something that is dangerous-ish. And this really rides that line. You know, we have hit something anachronistic and nostalgic and technologically significant, and we're able to utilize the creativity and the craftsmanship of a community of people that really needs to have this as an affirmation that there's relevance to creative manifestation. And we need to take that thing and give it a body and give it a location and give it an audience and do it a number of times, because we need it as a culture. We need it as a society. And if we're able to have the kind of support that we need, this is going to have legs that are really generational. This is a legacy object. This is a profound experience that we are able to realistically put anywhere on the planet that has enough solid ground and give people something really spectacular.
What if we could apply creative thought and artisans to doing beautiful infrastructural upgrades? What if we did a thing?
What if we built a platform for other artists to build things?
What if we built a cottage industry for a platform?
A whole industry
that
supporting
made
that
it
platform.
so people who wanted to change the world had the ability to apply what they wanted to do inside of a set of constraints that would allow them to innovate, to make the world better.
That's pretty good.